What's going on, y'all? It's another day in the RV life. We are gonna take a walk. We've been trying to take family walks in this area. We're gonna head down this street because there's something that I'd like to talk to y'all about today. It's kind of funny, we left the truck parked here by the beach while we walk down this street. Got some beautiful flowers out here. I love it.
Can you call this the beautiful?
Beautiful. There's a bunch of them over here. And no, that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. It's further down the road. I love this setup right here. This is built out for 2 RVs. Got like a storage shed in the middle and a nice big party deck up top. I love it. Nice piece of property. Crystal Beach is very conducive, is that the right word? For owning a piece of property and living in an RV on that property. I wanted to come walk down this street because we've been down this street a few times and there's a lot of great spots here. You've got metal roof with a cement ground. Here's a metal roof with just grass on the ground. This one, they got a metal roof. They got some cement back there just for like where they walk, a shed and stone on the ground and a gate. Looks like you still have to get your own septic hooked up. So you got to get septic, you got to get power. You don't have to have a roof if you don't want to, but you certainly can. You can go super simple like those folks over there. It's just 2 RVs out on the grass. You could pretty much almost fit an RV under something like this and then possibly live in one of these. A lot of people build homes like these out here that are used for rentals. The people, we're fairly close to Houston, so it's a great investment area to buy property, build yourself a little vacation home like this that then can be rented for $1,000 to $2,000 a week to make you money. And you can get creative with it too. Covered patio, screened in area. They put a zip line. Look at that amazing slide. I love the creativity that people have out here in Crystal Beach. This spot right here is actually for sale. And sometimes people will sell the RV with it. I'm wondering how I would pull in there with my dually. Might not be the right fit for our size rig. Now that is ultra fancy. I love it. Love to have a setup like this. Nice driveway, but I'm sure there's a lot of money that goes into that. So as Tanya and I talked about it, if we were able to afford it, we would probably go with something to this effect. Smaller cabin style, it could still be rented out. When we wanted to be here, we could live in our RV down below. During the summer months, it gets busy here, even though it stays pretty hot. A lot of people from Houston like to come out here and hang out for the week or for the weekend. So there's a lot of potential to still make money off of this kind of stuff. The beach is just right there at the end of the road. Nice piece of property there, I love it. A lot of different variety. So one of the things you have to be concerned about, because a lot of people like the thought of having an RV, owning land, and then living in their RV on that land. Well, there are a lot of state, county, city restrictions. Like there's a lot of places have laws strictly forbidding that. So that makes this area, the Boulevard Peninsula and Crystal Beach, conducive, I'm pretty sure that's the right word, to actually live like this out here. Here's our thought process though, and why we're kind of torn on it. We can get a piece here for maybe $60,000, not on the beach side, but more on the bay side. Over here, it could be more like $160,000. There is one that's really nice and close to the beach, ready for a 30 amp. It would have to be upgraded to 50 amp, but it's $160,000. But the walk to the beach is like maybe 200 feet. If we could just get something like that right there behind me for $50,000, it's a good starting spot. So we're paying about $170 a month for a storage unit, 10 by 10 climate controlled storage unit. My thoughts are, I would love to stop paying the $170 a month and then put it into a piece of land. But that has to hold. I then have to take our personal belongings out of storage and put it on that piece of land in order to make the money work like that. Well, part of the reason why Crystal Beach is the way it is, it's been wiped out by hurricanes, probably more than once. That's why all these buildings are so tall. Bringing a shed out here and setting it up, I have to have that fear that I'm going to lose everything. Say if we're up in Upper Peninsula, Michigan for the summer, people are down here maybe staying in a cabin on top of our property. Our shed with our personal belongings are down below. Hurricane comes in, goodbye all of our personal belongings. There's also a lot of setups like this too. Somebody gets just enough land and they can put 4 RVs on it, and they basically set up a teeny tiny little RV park, which can then, you know, make income for you off of those. But you're gonna need to make sure somebody can take care of problems if you're gone, like electrical problems.
Chicken nugget.
I really like this one. 2 separate spots, nice common area in the middle. We've thought about wanting something that's got 2 spots. That way in the future, if Tanya's little brother wanted to come and stay on our property, he could. Not sure that he would want to, but we just kind of wish that we had that option. This kind of looks like they're trying to add a 3rd spot right here. So yesterday we we drove down to Boulevard, which is another town here on the Boulevard Peninsula. And there was some property down there that was like 10 or 20,000, and we went to look at it. The area neighborhood is quite a bit more run down than this, which this has the potential. I mean, without any real codes or rules about what goes on here, they kind of can get away with anything. The way to dictate that is by price, obviously. But the catch was this $10,000 to $20,000 property had nothing done for it. It had no electric, no septic. So it's gonna be $50,000 by the time you add all that stuff in there. Now there was one piece of property over there, it was about $60,000, all ready to go, had an RV on it. What they want, was it 50 or 60? And then they wanted $15,000 for the RV, but it was not that great of an RV. But just that area, I mean, it was like maybe 3/4 of a mile to the beach from there, closer to the bay. It was also very low. Like the ditches, like this, were completely filled because the land itself was lower, close to the water table, I guess you could say. So that was a concern too. It's like that area is gonna flood before this area floods. I like that one right there, that's kind of cool. It's not really a covering for the RV. You can park next to it, but then you have a deck. Of course, the question is, what's the deck look at? This house right here? Everybody, that's why it costs you more money to live down there closer to the beach, because less people blocking you and a shorter of a walk. I'm sure Tanya would want a purple house. Who am I to deny that woman a purple house, right? I like this. That's a good starter right here. You don't necessarily have to get the gravel right away. Obviously, you have to have a way to get into the property, but you do need the septic, and you can see their sewer line right there, power post over there, and the septic stuff in the back. I think that's a great start. You can wait later. I mean, the gravel would probably be $5,000 to fill that. Cement would probably be $10,000 to $15,000 to get that all set up. Like that right there is probably $10,000 worth of cement. So you combine the ease of being able to buy property and live on it with an RV here, along with the fact that we love the beach here, we love the church here, Crystal Beach First Baptist Church. So we like this area, but we're torn. It would be easy, but at the same time, it would be very difficult if we were having to deal with a hurricane later.
Stop. No.
I don't know. What do y'all think? Would you risk it so that you could have a property on the beach that you would come down to for probably the shoulder seasons and maybe the winter as well, and then just have to worry about that road you cross when it comes to dealing with a hurricane and your personal belongings? Or would you steer clear of this area and just come visit? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I want to know. Help us make a decision. The other factor is there's no family here, just friends, and we love the area. And that's something that we've been talking about. If we were to buy land and want to settle down somewhere, we probably would want it to be near family. That's just our guess. And my family and Tanya's family is scattered all over. We'd have to pick one of them, one of those areas. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Thank y'all so much for watching our video. Crystal Beach, why is it great for RVs? Remember that life happens Even decision fatigue. Don't let it stop you. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
My jelly's done. And the nurse goes were there. So we were gonna prank. We pranked one of the teachers.